What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today we're going to be showing you guys all about Epsom salts, how to use them, and we're actually going to be treating one of the fish with them. So make sure you stay tuned to find out more. Hey Fanatics family, welcome back. As always, check out those links in the description and check out that website. Today, as I said, we're going to be doing a video all based on Epsom salts, and we're actually going to be treating one of the fish in the tank because it's not looking too good, it hasn't been doing too well. So I'm going to try an Epsom salt bath, as this isn't too intrusive for the fish. It is not a chemical, so to say, so it won't cause any harm, I should say, and it can only be beneficial really. So you may ask, what is Epsom salt? Well, Epsom salt is MgSO4, otherwise known as magnesium sulfate, and here's a 1 kilo bag I purchased on the internet, and it's really easy to get hold of. If you're going to be buying Epsom salt, make sure you buy as close to 100% as possible, and make sure there isn't any scents or any extra flavours in there. This one is food grade as well, so that is always something to look for as well. So you may ask, what do Epsom salts do? So Epsom salts act as a muscle relaxant, and they'll get into the fish in a bath treatment, and they'll help relax those muscles. They can even help with swim bladder problems and buoyancy issues as well. Now, a lot of people say when your fish has got dropsy to use Epsom salts, and I'm not quite sure why, because dropsy occurs when there is too much fluid retention within the fish, and salts are passing across a membrane. So the salt that you would use would be NaCl, which is just a standard salt, an uniodized salt, like the PDV salt I get, and that is what you want to use for dropsy. You don't want to be using this Epsom salt because this is a muscle relaxant. This won't draw the water out of the fish and help it keep that osmoregulatory state. So Epsom salt is really only best for using in a bath treatment like this bowl I've got here. That's what we're going to be bathing the fish in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch the fish. I've got a few bits of equipment I need. So first up, we've got a jug. So got a 1 litre jug here, and when we're treating with Epsom salt, we want to do 1 tablespoon, which is approximately 17 grams to 1 gallon of water. Now 1 gallon of water is 4.54 litres, so we're going to be adding 4.5 of these jugs into the bowl, and then we're going to be putting the fish into here with the Epsom salt for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to monitor the fish closely, make sure it doesn't have any adverse reaction to the treatment, which it shouldn't do, but you never know, so it's always good to monitor the fish. You can add an air stone to the bowl as well, just to make sure those oxygen levels and the oxygen exchange for the fish is nice and high, and it doesn't stress it out too much. So as I said, the fish in question was originally floating at the top a lot, very inactive. Now it's actually sitting at the bottom, and it can't quite get off the bottom and swim up with the other fish. It is eating, maybe it's a buoyancy problem, maybe something internally, maybe a blockage, maybe potentially it could have some constipation. So we're going to try this Epsom salt bath and see if we can cure the fish. It is still eating, and another step I'm going to take is I'm going to be feeding solely Repashy for the next week or so. Maybe that will help with any constipation, we will see. So now I'm going to get the fish out. I've got a net just here, and I've got a tub of empty Repashy, so we're going to be measuring the Epsom salt out into that, and then I've just got a measuring spoon and then a set of scales as well. So I'm going to put the scales on the tank here, and then put the open tub of Repashy, and then we can measure out the Epsom salt, get the fish in the bath, and hopefully that will help. So I'm going to move the camera now, set it up over the tank, catch you in a minute. Hopefully you can see we've got the scales here. I'm just going to change them into grams. There we go. So we want about 17 grams of, let me just tear that, 17 grams of the Epsom salt for every 4.5 litres of water, or every gallon if you're from the USA. So how much we got there? So that's 5, 12, so it's approximately 3 of these scoops, and these are half a tablespoon supposedly. There we go, 16 grams, that will be enough. So what we're going to do now, we're going to measure out 4.5 litres into this blue bowl here, and then we can catch our fish and place him inside. So I'm probably just going to rest the bowl in the tank, and then I'm just going to dissolve the Epsom salt into this bowl, like so. And then what I'll do is I'll make sure it's all nicely dissolved with the measuring spoon, and then we'll catch our fish, put him into this bowl, and then we'll put a 10 to 15 minute timer on and constantly observe him, see how he does, make sure he doesn't have any adverse reactions to the salt, which he shouldn't, and then we can let him go and see how he does. Now, if this treatment doesn't work at first, you can try and do this treatment every day to every other day for a week and a half to see if there is any changes to the fish, and hopefully this more natural method is more appropriate, as I prefer not to use chemicals, as a lot of you know. I prefer to use the more natural methods and the weaker chemicals if possible. So that's all dissolved in there, so I'm just going to move these bits out of the way, and then we can catch the fish out. So here's the fish, hopefully he doesn't splash too much. Just going to take him out of the bowl, out of the tank, sorry, and place him into the bowl. Now I do like to keep the bowls within the tank, because this will also ensure the temperature is kept stable throughout the treatment, and the only varying factor is the Epsom salt within the bath. So I'm just going to observe the fish as well whilst he's in the bath. I can see, I'm not sure if it's just coloration, but there may be a few small holes in the fin, but I can't tell if it is just coloration or not. Otherwise the fish is looking healthy. I know you may not be able to tell on camera, but the back is a little bit mucousy. This was because the fish was floating and its back was emerged out of the water for quite a while. So I made sure to stop feeding for a couple of days just so they could pass anything else, and then the fish actually started to go down to the bottom and sit on the bottom. So potentially this is a buoyancy issue. So now he's been in for around a minute, so I'm going to put a 10-minute timer on, and then I'll catch you once that time is up, and we'll put him back in, and then we can wrap up the rest of the video.
One eternity later.
Now the calico has been within the bowl for approximately 11 to 12 minutes. Absolutely no problems at all, no heavy breathing, no trying to jump or splashing, nice and active, which is good to see. So I'm going to get the calico back into the water, and then I'm going to discard the bowl water. Usually you could add this water back into the tank because it's only got a tiny minute amount of salt within it. However, there may be a bit of ammonia build-up, a bit of waste in the bowl as well, so we don't need to be adding that to the tank. So I'm just going to place the calico back into the tank, just with my hand. Instead of using a net, I prefer to use my hand. And then I'm going to discard this water from the tank, and then we can wrap up the video. But that's it for this video. I'm really hoping this fish can recover and it can get its buoyancy back and just be happy once again. So fingers crossed, but I will keep you guys updated on that. Also, I think in the next video we might be doing another Rate My Tank, or potentially another tank tours. So we do have another tank tours coming up. That's it for this video. Also, you may remember the brand new canister filter is actually hidden behind me. Maybe you could hear it throughout this video, but I'm going to be doing an update on that as well very soon, and my little review on it. So So thank you all for watching, guys. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.